people. You gotta be careful, because you guys love him. He says he's weighing in at 5.5 pails of mukbang. He does sketch comedy, he's a pro wrestler, he's a counselor, and guess what? He's gonna become your next favorite comedian. Everybody make some noise for DEZ!
What am I supposed to do with that? That is great, Paul, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. As he said, yes, I am from Inuvik. My name is DEZ LOREEN, and I am Iqaluit. I'm Western Eskimo, and I know that can be a bit of an evil word here in the East when I say the West. Because I'm West Side, you're East Enders. Here we go, we're all representing. One thing I learned a long time ago, you might not believe it, that I'm actually an Iqaluit because of my sick beard, but my dad is Métis. So thank you very much to my father for that. It's the one thing he gave me in my DNA before he took off. So thank you so much, Dad, for that one there. But honestly, the one thing though is I've been cultivating a look. You know, I've tried to cultivate a look with the tattoos and the hair and my beard and trying to look all sick with my yellow glasses. And I'm trying to look cool, but it's backfired on me. I think I'm putting out some real piece of shit vibes is what I'm doing. No, I'm fucking serious, man. People come up to me and some reason the biggest pieces of shit think that they can relate to me and give me their dirtiest secrets. I was in Houston a couple of years ago. Somebody came up to me at a trade show within minutes of meeting me. He says, bro, you've got to see this app I've got. And I said, oh, well, what is it? Like skip the dishes? Is it for like wrestling? What is it? It's a fake calculator to hide nudes from your from your significant other. This guy showed me a scumbag app. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing that this guy thought I'd be the guy that wanted this, right? He's like, oh, this piece of shit, he'll want this for sure. I'm gonna go get him this one right now. No way, no effing way. But when I say that I get a little bit, like I start overthinking, right? I start overthinking about how I'm putting myself out there in public. And one of the things I realized that I'm actually grateful for about the pandemic is the mask will hide my face. I no longer have to worry about what to do with my face when I'm in public because I see people who don't smile and I'm like, oh, that looks like a grumpy piece of shit there. I hate to talk to him. So I think, you know what, I'm a happy guy. And when people see smiles, they're happy too. Wrong, wrong. What that does is it makes you approachable. Yeah, fucking smiling in public makes you approachable. And that's what I've learned is I want to put out vibes where like, hey, he's a nice guy, but he's also kind of like, you know, guarded and doesn't like people, which is weird because I'm a politician and I'm a pro wrestler and a comedian. But I fucking hate people, man. Like, people suck. If I could go one day without fucking seeing people, I'd be so fucking happy. So honestly though, looking back at it, I started thinking about it. Like, man, what am I putting out there in this world? How are people seeing me in this world? And I said, you know what, I'm gonna find out more about myself. So I went to, you know, Ancestry. I found out my dad, my lineage and stuff, you know, Métis blood. Finding out these things about me, and I said, that's not enough. I want to find out more about myself. Not just who I am and where I'm from, but when I'm from, right? So I go to the fucking hospital and I look at the calculator. There's a calendar there to tell when they're due. I dialed it back, I put my birthday on the end, and I dialed it back 9 months to see when I was conceived, because I'm pretty fucked up like that. And I thought it'd be super interesting to find out. Wrong. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that, because what happened was, I know I'm from a small town. The only thing I knew about my mom and dad was they were not dating. So that meant that they found each other at some sort of social event. I was born in February, you dial it back 9 months, and that is the middle of June. And I don't know about you guys, but when you're 19, what's the one thing you're doing in June? Guess what? I'm a fucking grad party baby. Yeah, straight up fucking grad party baby, and it's just those things that I just wish I didn't. Sometimes I overthink too much, you know, I just think too much. But the one thing that I like about my life is that I've been able to travel a lot. I've been traveling so much here. I've been all across. This is actually the 4th corner of Turtle Island that I've been to now. So I can officially say I've been all over North America and I love it. The one thing I love about the Eastern Arctic, more than anything else in the world, is the connection to the culture. And that's the one thing we don't have in the West. We just don't have the language. I was in Maine one year, a few years ago, for a youth conference as a chaperone. Can you fucking believe that? Somebody wanted me to chaperone kids? Fucking crazy. So I said, okay, great, I'll do it. It's a free trip, right? So I went, we get to the venue, and an elder's there. There's all these people are there for this community feast, and this elder busts out this, she says something in Inuktitut, and everybody's laughing. From the littlest kids to teenagers and adults, everybody's howling at this and having a good time. And I'm just standing there all stoned, and I'm like, this is fucking beautiful, man. Like, look at the culture here. I'm soaking in this beautiful tradition. And then somebody pokes me on the shoulder and says, hey, don't worry, they're not talking about you. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't think they were talking about me in the first place. Now I'm like, hang on a second. And I'm reading the room, and I look at somebody, and I look at their eyes, and they're fucking laughing right at me. And to this day, 4 years later, I don't even know the fucking truth. So I just kind of stick with it, like, hey, maybe. But to be fair, I have never been one to be with my culture. I'm a new Iqaluit. I was raised by Nintendo, not my dad, that's for sure. Take that, fucker. I was raised by Nintendo. I was 10 years old, and I remember it because Super Nintendo, I just got my Super Nintendo. I was just exploring Super Mario World, finding the greatest times of my life. And my uncle from Tuktoyaktuk on the coast of the Western Arctic, he calls me up and he says, hey Desmond, that's my government name by the way, Desmond. He says, we're gonna go whaling, do you wanna come with us? And I was like, no, I absolutely do not wanna go whaling with you because I know how big your boat is, and it's like a 10-foot, 12-foot lung. I'm not gonna go chase whales in a boat they could eat because the only whale that I know is from Pinocchio, and I'm not gonna get eaten by Monstro today. I'm not having any of that. And nobody corrected me. That's the fucked up thing. Nobody said, oh no, the belugas are only as long as the boat. No, they just let me fucking be away from my culture for that long. But I thank my family because they tried. They tried, but goddamn, I'm just lazier than they are, you know what I mean? So my effort paid off good. I started pro wrestling a couple years ago. I started totally Arctic wrestling. I got myself in shape. I actually used to be much bigger. I used to be a bigger piece of shit and lazier than I am right now. But don't get me wrong, I'm still lazy. Oh God, no, nobody's lazier than me. Nobody's lazier than me. I started working out at the gym. That didn't work out because I'm lazy, of course. So I started working out at home. I started doing yoga at home. Problem with that was, I didn't do it for very long. Not because I'm lazy. We've established I'm lazy. No, it's because every time I try to bend over and do these poses, my fucking perverted wife would come up to me from behind and try to goose me. And I'm like, hey, whoa, get a little bit gun shy here now. Like, I'm not gonna be fucking bending over in front of my wife anytime soon. Hey, if some of you guys like getting tagged out there, that's your thing, I'm totally with it. But just not for me. Mouth stuff is cool, but not the bum stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna do any of that. I just can't get into it. I've established that I'm lazy, right? We've said that I'm lazy, I hate doing shit. The one thing I love to do though, and I've done it for my whole life, is play video games. I fucking love games, man. I can play video games all day long. I've got tattoos of the Triforce on my hand. It's helped me out of situations where I couldn't speak English in a subway in Montreal. Great times. Video games have never let me down. But the one thing I am not is a good gamer. I fucking suck, man. For somebody who plays as much video games as I do, I suck. I got my buddies, they're trying to enlist me in their Call of Duty, they're playing first-person shooters, you guys know what these are here. Everybody's got squads, everybody knows what they're doing, they're all running off and they're getting their kill-death ratios, and they're having a great time. And I'm huddled in the corner, crouched behind something, writing a letter home. Dear babe, the trials of war have been awful to me. I don't know what I'm doing here. I miss you and my kid. It's too real. It's too fucking real. Maybe I smoke too much weed. That might be it actually. It gets a little bit too intense, you know? Nobody told me, okay, maybe people told me to slow down. Maybe people said smoking too much weed will affect your brain. Can't remember. Honestly, if they did, I don't remember. The one thing I like doing is I advocate to go low and slow. But in my own life, I get gooked. I don't just get cooked, I don't just get gooned, I get gooked. That's how high I get. So high the room starts spinning, that's my red line, baby. That's when I'm in the zone. That's what I love. One thing though, my wife is very big into these satisfying videos, these apps. She's watching soap get cut into little squares. And she's saying, oh, it feels so good. And I'm like, baby, that might be good, but have you ever punched a hole in drywall? That shit's satisfying. So now, if there's any app developers in the crowd, anybody hears this that can develop apps, please. I want to just have a nice sheet of drywall where you can just tap it, and it'll break, a little square, just pop, pop, pop. You know, deal with housing tomorrow. Fuck, it feels good now, man. It feels good now. But honestly though, I make a lot of jokes about living in two worlds because I'm not a traditional person, but being from the Western Arctic, a lot of people are asking me to be more traditional and I love it. I love getting in with that, but I am so sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that I would not be able to survive in the traditional world. In the old days, I would be long gone. How do I know this? Well, here's one thing. I forget to plug my truck in the morning. Never mind fucking keeping 8 dogs alive, I'm not gonna get anywhere. I'm the only one who's bumming rides from camp to camp, and you gotta worry about me in your family now, right? So, let me tell you what, honestly, thank you guys so much. Hey, I'm DEZ LOREEN, I'm from the Nunavut AWC. Thank you all so much for your time.